Hello, peoples. The question is, what is tonight? And can you guess from the boss? Not 81. It's the 18. This is the Whistle Pig 18, my favorite of the Whistle Pigs. Booyah. A lovely, lovely beverage. Let's start there. I'm going through this too quickly. Boom. Tuck that right behind. You know what? I got a plant back there. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Whistle Pig. Doesn't fit in the shot. Close enough. Cheers to everybody. Bottoms up. Got some updates. Most of the other, smoked a cigar with a raccoon. It's funny. Oh, that was it was either like you worked there, or because there was only me and one other person on the patio, or I posted it on my whatchamacallit. 9/11. So good day to remember and not be a dick to one another, if that makes sense. One of those days, if you were around, you'll always remember it. Yeah, so I got a rock delivery at my house today. Not the crack rock, the other kind, the sheet rock. And let's see what we got. I got my insulation done as well. So that is good. But you can see inside the house, there's a lot going on right now. We went straight up spray foam through the whole place. You see spray foam on all the walls. Plenty of rock, ready to rock and roll. The sheet that I can joke about right now is ridiculous. This thing was really cool. This was the way they get the sheetrock into the house. It's like a pivoting thing. It's going to go through the window, right? Look at this. Yeah, we took my windows out and they go into the second floor through the windows. All very cool. I think I went pretty boss on this one clip though. Ready? Did I go through the wall when I start pulling them in? Check this out. Oh, here's a pro. Oh yeah. Oh, there's no wall there. What a great shot. That's just for me. Stuff on my phone. I had an entire truck of sheetrock, so about 375 sheets, and that should take care of most of it. So I'm excited to get that done. My cabinets, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but my cabinets too are getting there. All custom cabinetry. Being built, then painted. It's done now. Once they paint it, it's got to be brought over and it's got to sit in the house with the air conditioning out for 2 weeks, so the wood can get the right moisture level and everything before they install it. Got to get some gutters on. Got to get the siding on. But here, it was raining the other day, and I went to the back of the house. Hold on. Look at the leaking here coming off. I mean, that's like proper Niagara Falls coming off the roof. So we do need gutters. Yeah. So these are all on the list. I was at the Maserati. You know, I'll get to the Maserati reveal in a minute. Yes, the C8 is still for rent. Let me get to these super chats. AR Platinum, good to see you again. Rob's Gambling Loss Recovery Fund, my bookie, #Jets. You know, so I mean, when I say I'm a gambler, I like to gamble, and I'm not like risk averse, but I don't know when I put in the bet for the Jets. Like I was going to bet against the Jets every game for the year, right? Like just throw $100 per game for them to lose because I'm used to that. Like they lose every year, so I got to win, right? And then like I saw that there were favorites against the Bills, and like of all the teams to play, it's the Bills. So I took the Jets as the favorite, just hopeful, wishful thinking. And then the payout was on $100, paying out 90. I'm like, well, whatever. But then I'm like, well, what's the parlay? And the parlay is just like one option or no options. You click the parlay and it pays out 260 against 100. So I was like, let's roll with that. That sounds a lot better. And I think that just means they have to cover the spread unless there's other stuff that I'm just not aware of, and I'm going to get hosed on the parlay. But wish me luck on that one. So it looks like it's like Jets are up by 6.5. So as long as I win the game by a touchdown or more, we're good. If it said like there was 12 options for the parlay, that's a different story. Parlay, I think, just means combination of things have to go right in order for the bet to pay out. So we shall see. I'm going to do $100 a week, and we'll see where that gets me. Hopefully, I'll have a lot left in the end. But thank you. I'm not optimistic. I'm not betting on the Jets. I'm betting against the Bills because they've sucked. If there's one team that sucks more than the Jets, it's the Bills. Joe Ramirez. So the drink for those who can't take one with us today, RIP 9/11. That is as good of a toast as I've heard in my lifetime. I'm switching flavors from my scotch to my whiskey. Spencer Sabo says, keep up the good work. Rocks are rocks, man. Rocks out with your socks out. Rocks are rocks. I don't even get the reference. It could be sheetrock, could be ice, could be nut sacks. I don't know. Ken Bodie. Have you ever tried Santra Jack? I have. Santra, or is it Sinatra Jack? Misspelled. Let's see. Let me do a quick search on Santra Jack. Doesn't even come up. Frank Sinatra Jack Daniels. Sinatra Jack Daniels. I mean, that's got to be pretty good to name it after Sinatra. Because it's got to be smooth as shit. Let's see. Jack Daniels Sinatra. Okay, maybe I'll give that a spin. It seems to be pretty well rated. I'll add it to my list. I've got so much Whistle Pig that I'm going to be keeping myself busy and drunk for quite some time. But I will definitely, now you just like incepted me there. When I see the Sinatra Jack Daniels bottle, probably scoop one up. I don't know, James. Is insulation books glue and solo cup? Is insulation books glue and solo cups? I don't know. You lost me on that one. Let's see. Let's see here. Taylor, we got a channel supporter. Rob, I've missed the past few due to work and school, but I'm happy to be here and see it's still going. Keep it up. Cheers to you, Taylor. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let's see here. Let's see. Next up, JB. When are you getting the Hurricane Evo going? You know, I feel like I got the truck done, and that was a pretty big step. Like right now, my favorite thing to do is to get my house done. I expect to be done and in my house by November. So, assuming that happens, then I can shift my focus to the Evo. I've taken on the other thing, which I'll talk about later, which is the show Sorted, which I was talking about on Matt Farah's podcast. And that is going to take up some time over the next like 6 weeks, 8 weeks probably, but it should be a excellent piece of automotive content. But the Evo will probably be the winter project. Doodling around with everything going on right now. Is the Scotland Adventure Drive trip still going to happen? So if you look at the Adventure Drive website, we actually moved the Scotland trip to April 28th to May like 3rd. And we now have a Vermont trip, which actually pretty well sold out. I think it's like 15 or 16 cars already signed up for it. And it's not even, it was just added to the website. But that trip is going to take place on the Scotland date, so October 20th to 25th, going through, starting in Lake George at the Sagamore, going up to Whistlepig, and then from Whistlepig, we're going over to the Spruce Peaks in Stowe, Vermont, over to Mount Washington. We're closing down Mount Washington, so we get the road to ourselves. From Mount Washington, we're staying at the Omni in Mount Washington. Then the next morning, we're going over and we're getting a whale watching boat to take us out in the Atlantic to look at whales, which is just cool. And then we're going down the coast of Maine into staying at the Cliff House, which is awesome. One of the cooler hotels I've been to. And from the Cliff House, we then go to Boston for lunch and Newport, Rhode Island to wrap it up. So pop those collars, come on out, have a good time. Go to adventuredrives.com if you want to sign up for that. There are a couple of spots left. Paul Smith says, what were you doing during 9/11/01? So I don't know if I've talked about this, but I live just outside of New York City. So the Twin Towers is something that I've never been in them, but I have. But it's like it wasn't a thing. Like I didn't even go up to the Empire State Building, to the top of it or anything like that till I was dating my wife, probably 5 or 6 years later. It's just like when you don't really act as a tourist when you're in like a place. It's like people in Vegas don't really go to the Strip unless people from out of town are there. But you always walk by it and you're like, that's a cool building. I know what it is. I was in college at the time at Ramapo College. It was the morning. I was probably late or something. It must have been late, or maybe I had like a 9:30 or 10 o'clock class. I think I had a 9:30 class. And as I was walking out the door, my dad's like, hey, a plane just hit the Twin Towers. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, big plane, little plane? It's like probably a little plane or something. So I looked at the screen. I remember glancing over, and it was just like, definitely smoking, definitely got hit by a plane. But I didn't know the context. So I started driving to school and everything like that. And I don't recall, it was probably a 20-minute drive to school. I remember looking in my rearview mirror and seeing the smoking towers driving up Route 17 in the background. And I don't recall, I forget what the time gap was between them. And I don't remember if I saw one or two of them smoking. But I do remember realizing it was something more shortly thereafter. And I remember being in class with the realization that like shit's going down, and then telling the teacher like, all right, we're gonna go. And I remember the teacher actually saying like, it will not be an excused absence. Like he or she obviously didn't understand the scope of what was going on either. But I remember the feeling of like uneasiness. Like, all right, where if we are under attack, where like there's nothing safe. They're not striking military targets. Where do you go? And I remember we were talking about going and like just hiking on a mountain. Like they're never gonna like bomb a mountain next to my college campus. But we ended up just hanging out in between the buildings. Um, and I remember it was just a very uneasy day. The phones, obviously, you tried to make phone calls and it rarely worked because the phone lines were so overloaded. But I was on my way to school and in school. I was at my house in my dad's room when I first found out about the first plane, and then up at college when I found out about the second plane. And uh, funny enough, I'm turning 40 next week, 7 days from now. And on September 18th, means I was turning 21. My 21st birthday was 7 days after 9/11, 2001. So the festivities were not high then. And now with coronavirus, my festivities of my 40th birthday, which I was so looking forward to for quite some time, will not be too festive either. So there's the 9/11 story. AR Platinum, welcome aboard, buddy. Make sure I got all these. Yoyodyne Propulsion Systems. I am looking for Sorted or Not. Oh, forward to Sorted or Not. Yes, that's going to be a good show. I'm looking forward to that. Whistlepig 18. I'll just keep dropping that in because I see off the corner of my eyes like, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Let's see here. JB said, oh, where'd you go? Are you and Rob Dom racing? I am looking forward to racing with Rob Dom. I am filming this show with I'm filming the show with Matt Farah, Amelia Hartford, and Tanner Faust. The show is called Sorted. There's a website we just put up called sortedornot.com. The Sorted or Not website is still being populated, so some sample content is in there, some actual content. The show is all about us looking for the fastest modified cars in the country. We're doing a sort of a car casting call on both the East Coast and the West Coast. So if you would like to submit your car for consideration, go to sortedornot.com and enter the details and a couple of photos of your car, and you may be selected. We're doing 8 cars on each coast, hand selected, and we're going to race them against each other at the racetracks. We're going to street drive them to make sure they're not going to kill us. We're then going to do straight line acceleration, measured straight line acceleration. Then we're going to do a time attack lap and then hot laps. So that should be good. And whatever's left standing will hopefully be a pretty badass car. And we're going to take the winner from the East Coast, the winner from the West Coast, and go head to head and see who's got the fastest car for season 1. But Rob Dom, I think, will have his car ready for that. He said he was going to be doing something else just prior. And to me, if he's driving the car just prior, I'm not going to count on it because it'll probably break. Yoyodyne Propulsion System said I had major problems turning 40. No problems at 20 or 30. 40 was hard. Yeah, I mean, 40 doesn't feel so great now, but it could be like combined with coronavirus. Like I haven't been to the gym in, I don't know, pretty much most of the year. I tried running, and I was feeling good while I was doing the running, but I've sort of fallen off from that. I just bought something called the Tempo um, today. It was like $2,000, and let's see, TMPO Tempo. Yeah, there you go. It's like a mirror with artificial intelligence that has weights and everything, and it's like a personal trainer at home, and it'll count your reps. It'll tell the speed. It'll see how quickly you're doing the reps, suggest more or less weight, see if your form is off because it's got the AI like looking at your movements, and it'll tell you what you're doing right or wrong. It'll tell you if your posture is right or wrong. It's measuring all these different points. So that's all cool stuff. So we will see how that goes. And it was like $2,000, but they gave you like financing. And if you do 1 year or 2 year financing, it was 0%, which is a no-brainer. 3 year financing was like 20%. So clearly they don't want to do that. But for the 2 year financing, so it's like $80 a month with a zero interest loan. So hopefully that can get in shape. Now I'm like, I think it's like 8 to 10 weeks out on that thing. So luckily it's right in time for when my house will be done, when the gym will be done. So I'm looking forward to that. But I was legitimately looking forward to my 40th birthday for like years. Like I was looking forward to going to Europe and going to Oktoberfest or doing something blowout with my friends. And it didn't really work out that way because coronavirus. I booked flights to Paris, so we were going in and out of Paris for a week, and we were going to stay in Paris for a couple of nights, Monaco, northern Italy, and do Oktoberfest. Not so much driving around, more just flying back and forth, destination to destination. So that was like really something I was looking forward to. And then when I had to abort mission, I was like, oh, this sucks. So I'm gonna just do my 41st birthday, I guess. Fingers crossed. 40 is such a good age to do a cool birthday because it's just one of those things like your friends finally have money. Everybody's in a position where they're like adults now. They can get away. They're not living with their parents. There's no rules. They make their own, like, if they have kids, they probably want to get away from their kids for a little while, or their kids are old enough that they can step out. So that would have been cool if we ended up going to, I'm all forehead in this picture. That would have been cool if we ended up going to Oktoberfest. I was really looking forward to that. Alas, it was not meant to be. So we're going down to DC for the weekend, and at least trying to make the best of it. Every time you drink, I drink. Okay, I see how that works. So every time I'm drinking, somebody else is drinking. Where did we go here? Did you find that limo you were looking for? I did. Stradman sent it over, but it wasn't the one that we were hoping for. So that didn't end up happening. But thank you for following up on that. How much is the white Mercy you showed in your last video? Make them an offer. I mean, $130, $140, you'll probably take it. Let's see. Come drive my $300,000 combine. I won't charge you. It'll be like crawl on the son-in-law. I actually, the Western Kansas Family Farm, I sort of like that idea. I'm actually going to Wisconsin pretty soon to drive tanks. Get an email. It's like, oh, you want to drive a tank, and then they put a lot of writing after that, and I'm like, dude, you had me at, do you want to drive a tank? Yes. The answer is yes. Whatever you would, like, I could have signed over my life, and I was very, I was totally down with drive. I've always wanted to drive a tank. Anything with tracks is like super fun to drive. Closest I've come to driving a tank, I guess, would be I drove a excavator, which is tracked. I'm just gonna grab a couple of these. Let's see here. Have I tried Pappy Van Winkle 20? Really smooth. I've had the Rip Van Winkle 10 I bought for Shivam. The Pappy 20, I don't know if I had the Pappy 20. I gotta see the label. Pappy, I didn't even know 20 was a common. Pappy Van Winkle 20-year. I mean, the labels all look the same, but it looks absurdly expensive. It looks like it's like over $1,000 a bottle. So I have not drank it. I will not drink it. That blows away my discretionary budget for alcohol. Let's see. Dash Cool says, Rob, still considering the car giveaway. I am in desperate need of a car. Emailed you, but never heard back. Consider fixing, giving away your Benz. Thanks. The Benz isn't, it's fixed like that. If you watch today's video, shit just started working the next day. I don't know why. It hasn't given me an issue since. So fingers crossed, we'll keep rocking that thing, and maybe I'll get rid of it. I was actually on Swapalease looking for a different car, just to daily for a bit, because I got to start moving some stuff, appliances and everything. So I need a pickup truck. My dad's got one, but I'm tired of borrowing one. So I went on Swapalease to probably pick up a pickup truck on Swapalease. I was looking at like an F-150 for like $300 a month or $350 a month for like 8 months. So don't be surprised if you see me driving one of those pretty soon. Brandon Nieder dropping the 50 note in Bronxville tonight for the Islanders game. Paying for tonight's iced tea. It's not even iced tea. It's actually Whistle Pig 18, and I gave up on the iced tea. I'm off the iced tea wagon. Let's see here. Brandon, did you sign up for the Vermont trip yet? I don't want to have to put Tiara on you and make her follow up with you, but we're booking rooms. Let's see. 40 is the new 30. That's what 40-year-olds say. I look at it as like, just we get old. The other option is to like stop counting, and stop counting means you're dead. And I'd rather just get old then. But that's the YOLO. Like that. Like if a lot of people take the approach, excuse me. A lot of people take the approach to just like save up money and then you can live your life later on. You never guaranteed a later on. 9/11 is a perfect day to talk about not being guaranteed a later on. It was like some really moving. Having been so close to it and experienced it. I wasn't in New York City. I was outside New York City, but I could physically see the impact of it. And then like reading that guy's voicemail transcript to his wife from the airplane that was hijacked, looking at the firefighter running through the whatever it was, a Lincoln or the Holland Tunnel to get to ground zero in full gear because he was stuck in traffic. I mean, you look at that stuff and like that was the last day of this dude's life. Like he literally ran miles in full gear, and then within an hour he was dead. So it does give a new context to YOLO. Doodling around says, I will plan the trip to Scotland in the spring. Thanks for the update. If you have any problems in the Vermont trip, please contact me. I'm only 20 minutes from Mount Washington. And if it's exotic, I don't know what you got stop, the word stop there. Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to Scotland as well. So I can't wait to see you out there. Let's see here. I'll make sure I don't skip anyone here. Got doodling around. Taking a shot of Don Julio Real for you, Rob. Thank you. Enjoy. Sorry, I'm just gonna. When are we gonna hit Shavam on one of these? No time soon. He would just sit there in the wave. Brandon says, I promise I'll register in the AM. All right, holding to it. 3 JMOs deep and 6 Heineken, hoping for an Islander win. Let's see. Adrian Edmond threw me 99 cents. What up? They said I got a creeper behind me. I don't, but down below you can't even see it. I got a big ass TV. This place is an absolute mess right now. But see, big TV on the floor. It's one of the 65-inch TVs I just got to test out from Amazon. I'm going to put a link in there because honestly, this TV was awesome. And I legitimately paid like $590 shipped for a 65-inch high definition TV. And it is like probably one of the best value purchases I've gotten in a long time. It's an LG TV. I paid $556.99. It was delivered like the next day. It's currently unavailable. We don't know when we'll be back in stock. Yeah, you did a great job with that. But I'll put a link in the description or in the comments here to this TV because this was like, this thing crushed it. And like, if you want a new TV, $500. I'm like, this phone was cheap to me and it was $550. It was like Black Friday sale. But you look at like a iPhone, it's $1,200, $1,500. You get a 65-inch smart TV for half that. Uh-oh. Send. Discover just sent me a text message. We just declined $166.62 at Wiser Choice Liquor. Do you recognize this transaction? I'm here with you guys. I'm not trying to run a liquor store charge. You just, you just witnessed credit card fraud on my Discover card right now. Glad you guys are all here to be witnesses to that. Carson Brindle, what's up, buddy? Rob Stock, where'd he go? Rob Stock picks, any new winners that you'd recommend? Smile Direct Club has been on fire. I love when people buy the same stocks as me. My AMC, my Smile Direct Club, and my TimberTech have all been killing it. I'm going on Snow. Snow is my next play. I'm going to move a good chunk of money into that. Snow is a new IPO launching next week. Again, don't this stupid, like, don't know stocks, but like I say, like, I like that. Like, the way I look at IPOs is that if I think a company is going to be around in like 20 years, throw it in the beginning. Like Tesla. I mean, imagine all these companies, Tesla, Apple, Google. Like, I mean, those are all companies that are big companies now. But any company that you buy into that's going to be around for 20 years, you have to imagine, you look at their stock price over the last 10 or 15 years, it's never like, oh, it's always. So you buy here and you multiply it by like 20 times. So even if it's $1,000 per stock, $500 per stock, turn 500 into 10,000, that's not bad. Now, if you do that for just say $1,000 times 20 stocks, right? $20,000 over a year or two. Like, it could turn into 200,000. That's retirement money for people. Like, and this is all from 20,000 to retirement. I don't know if it's a sound investment strategy. It probably isn't. But snow is my next play that I'm going to dive in on. But I'm going to go like pretty heavy on that. That's more of a gamble. But I'm going to go like, yeah, pretty big. But I'm also thinking that money is, I cashed out like, I don't know, like 20% of my retirement account. So I've got a lot of cash in there that in the retirement account, you can't keep it as cash for too long. So that's why I'm going to start throwing like 10, 10, 10, 10 at a bunch of startups. But if snow does well for you, like, don't look at me as a guru, like, because I've picked some bad stocks too. Can I pop the collar on my shirt? I can't. I got buttons on it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a 4K TV, whoever asked that. Where? All right, that's my TV link I threw up in there. Did I catch up on all these? Yeah, I did. I got everybody's comments. Boom. So, somebody commented on my unbuttoned shirt. So what else do we have? We have the update on that. I just did the Maserati unveiling, which was pretty cool. The Maserati did a launch of their new car, the MC20, and that was in Manhattan. It was kind of weird because, like, you'd think that it would be, if it was the MC20, I thought it was going to be a hypercar because of the MC12. And like the MC20, the Maserati Corsa 20 for 2020. I'm like, well, that doesn't even make sense because then that would mean the MC12 would have had to been 2012. Should have been the MC03. So it's like really weird how they use that logic. And then they had this guy, like, was the designer of it. And if you look, this dude's nutsack is above the roof. Like, this guy's like he's walking next to a matchbox. Turns out he's like 6'7", and he designed the car to like fit in himself. And I'm like, oh, holy crap. So that's pretty wild. But like just watching it, it was funny. I'm like, is anyone else picking up on this? Spray from the basement too. Where do I have a video of that? Yeah, look at this. This is what? This is closed cell spray foam. This is like a hard candy shell. The open cell, this is them touching it up, but watch the open cell expand. See how it pops out? So it's much more porous. But we did open cell on the top 2 floors, closed cell in the basement. Because it's open cell, water can go through open cell, it doesn't go through closed cell. I'm not expecting water issues, but my backyard, my stonework looks awesome. And look at that chimney. I've got the stonework going around the entire base of the house, no exposed concrete. My bluestone patio looks awesome. I'm looking at doing retractable screens, come down to keep the bugs out. I've got the Infratech heaters from overhead. I mean, we're talking, this is going to be quite a nice house, but I figure if I do it once, then we'll do it once. The spray foam, it'll foamy too. It's me up in the attic. It's what it looks like. Slightly messy. Let's make sure we got everything here. The Maserati, talked about that. Oh boy. Whew. Yeah. So see if I missed anyone here. All right, we got that. We've got the next one coming in. Taylor said, "What do you think of the 400Z and how will it stack up against the M3, considering that's been the target competition?" I don't know. I didn't even know the 400Z came out, honestly. But the 350, like, or 350, 370, I remember driving them and being underwhelmed by it. The M3, a little bit more. What kind of bike on the shirt? I don't know. Bicycle. Uh, but, I mean, that's like saying the BRZ was targeting something, but the BRZ was a little underwhelming as well. And then Alex 90 asked if I'm excited for the new Nissan Z car. I'm not really. Let's see. It's actually, yeah, the Nissan Z doesn't really appeal to me that much, but it does sound pretty cool. Let's see. I'm going to respond just because I caught Matt Farah's name there. Why was Matt Farah annoyed with you during your visit at the new garage? Great podcast on the Smoking Tire. I don't know if Matt was annoyed with me because, like, I was staying at his house. Like, Matt and I have been friends for a while. Matt and I don't want to say we disagree, but I was providing a different perspective on his, let's call it his business plan. Because while it's still early, you can always modify the approach. Now that he's got this facility and he's got parking for 130 cars, I do the math and just say he's got 130 cars at $1,000 a month. That's 130 grand a month. It's not that, but like that's all the facility can do, right? If you've only got 130 cars, say you have 120 at any given point in time, the best you can do is make $120,000 a month. That's it. Now, you're promising people stuff that you may not need to promise them, which was my point. This is why some of the people are like, how dare you say this sort of stuff? Like, you can't sell one thing. The idea that you have this like private garage, right? It's cool, but nobody really cares. Like nobody, like you're part of a car guys being like, yeah, those are Joe's cars over there, or just like, oh, that's a cool Ford GT. Nobody cares who owns it. And if you have a 130 car, if you have this facility now, which costs millions of dollars, you can then take it and make more money. And when I say more money, you can do like what Classic Car Club does, and you can run it as an event space, right? So now you're doing vehicle launches in this space. Like people aren't allowed to just go like buy a day pass and walk through the cars and sit in them. That like nobody's allowed in by the stacks anyway. So that's not even an issue. Like if somebody goes in and takes pictures of like in the I want to say transit area in the middle where the cars turn around and everything like that, are you really violating anyone's privacy? If anyone really cares about privacy, put them up in the back stack and like whatever. Like that's like saying somebody's car, you're promising privacy, but somebody's car is going to be visible from your podcast studio. Like, so I would see how many people actually, and these I don't remember how many cars he actually signed up. Do a poll to the people. Hey, do you care? Do you care? Do you care? And the answer is, if people do care, then put car covers on their car, put it in the back, put it in the top, so they maintain their privacy. But don't sell the privacy anymore. Sell business, and a business is you take your asset and you make as much money as you can with that asset, and stop selling this this selling point that I don't think you need. It's a great facility. I would love to store a car there, and that's where like people are happy to store their car there. Why don't you just sell it as car storage? And the fact that you can then use it as a social space, good. And then I said you should have a membership club. And when I say membership club, such a cool place to hang out. It's just like it's a great vibe. It's well designed. He's got the whiskey lockers. He's got the cigar lounge outside. You can do private events where he can close the gate in the front so he can do the inside and exterior. The top, all three, the top level, the lobby level, and then outside in the front. So we can easily pull off events there. And if you've got, say, 250, 300, 500 social members, each paying, just say, whatever, 200 bucks a month, starts to add up. And if you got 500, it's another $100,000 a month, just having the 500 people at $200 a month. Like, or half that, even if it's 50,000 bucks a month for half that. It's really, am I doing the right math? People are gonna be like, you idiot. 500 people times 250 a month, or 200 a month. Yeah, 250 a month, or even 200 a month. So 100,000 a month. So it's 50,000 a month extra. So his revenue goes up monthly almost by double, or almost by 50%, just by opening up a social space. And the social space is cool. If I belong to a club, which I belong to a golf club, but if I belong to like a social club and they did things like, we've got a Barada class on Thursday for anyone who wants to do it. We've got Moet is coming in and doing private tasting, and like, you're appealing to a very like targeted audience of luxury, of people that are experienced with luxury. To leave this revenue on the table and limit yourself to that, like 1.2 million a year, if you're at capacity full time, you can make 1.2 million in storage. And again, these numbers are all made up. Like, he's not charging $1,000 a month. Just keep selling the spots, and if you lose the 2% of people that want that exclusivity, lose them, because you got 98% of the people that don't care, that will fill up. You're limited to how many spots you can fill. You have 130 spots. That's it. His shortcoming there was the parking, and it's just something like that. You just have to come up with options for parking if you do events or something. Maybe a little shuttle, a golf cart, or something. California is much better with weather than we are here, but you could run people back and forth. But I don't think Matt was annoyed with me, because I'm sure his dad was there too. I haven't spoken to his dad about it, but I'm sure his dad wouldn't disagree as a businessman that that's how you make the monies. And to have a business that operates around like the 2% of customers versus a business that appeals to the 98, to hold back the business for the 2% of customers is a big mistake. Let's put it that way. That's funny. I don't even remember saying that, but I must have said, like, that's right at my nutsack. That's halfway to my nutsack. I must have said it. Either Matt or I said it. Nick Vapes, what's going on? Sorry, I fell a little behind in the comments here. Let's make sure I didn't miss any of the paid comments, because I want to make sure you guys get taken care of. Drink of choice tonight, the Whistle Pig 18. This is a proper bottle. My last scotch earlier with dinner was it had a bug in the glass, and I'm like, I wonder what that is in the glass. And I figured as I got down to the bottom, I picked it out. It's a bug. Like, all right, whatever, the alcohol kills it. Let's see. All right, did I get all the? If I got all the paid comments, I'm good. I can start rambling about other stuff. But I'm also 12 minutes out from closing this down. Good. All right, cool. I got everybody. Yeah. So, minimum car required for adventure drives, there are not any. Take a sip for every donation you get. I've done that before, and I think I got pretty wrecked on one of these. I think I was like 2 or 3 tequilas deep inside an hour. and that's enough to wake me up, if you know what I mean. Let's see. Let's see. Kitchen cabinets are done. I posted them earlier. Let me pull them back up. The kitchen cabinets, they just have to be painted. And like the top parts of the cabinets have to be made of glass. So they wrote glass on those. So that's just a miscommunication. But everywhere with the cabinets, the island, my it was custom. So all this stuff is custom made. My master vanity is also custom. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited to get this house done. There's a lot of detail in it that you'll see when I make videos about it. So you can show up to adventure drives and drive in a Camry. You can do whatever you want if you pay. I don't really care what you drive. D-Rock 199. What's up? You know who hasn't been here? A guy who always used to do these super chats was Robert, who was the flooring professional. Haven't seen him. I was like, I've been emailing him like, hey, Robert, you're going to be doing my house. You're going to be doing my house. So we're going to hire the dude to do my house. And yeah, dude, like legitimately is MIA. So I hope everything is all right there. But D-Rock is saying, I've been super busy with my business lately to join your live vids. Hope all is well with me. I like to hear busy is good. As a lot of people like to cry about busy, but busy is good. Jersey property tax, my taxes are not bad. I am not going to lie. Any videos with Pat coming soon? I don't even know who Pat is. Yeah. See, this is why I'm glad I only read certain comments, because a lot of these are pretty dumb. But thank you guys. I appreciate all the comments, whether they're dumb or not. Alyssa is down at the Jersey Shore right now. She's working remotely, so she's got flexibility to be wherever she wants. Let's see what I got. I got a couple more updates, and then so Sorted. Let's talk about that, because the Sorted show, and I don't want to play the blooper video because I thought it was funny as hell, and I asked, let me ask Amelia what she thinks about it, because Amelia, like Matt and I could legitimately Sorted is, as I said earlier, a series I'm doing, sponsored by Auto Tempest, Odyssey Battery, One Lap of America. There's an aluminum company that does tents. I'm sorry, aluminum company that does like garages, and I'm looking forward to like this whole series. But the series is me, Matt, and Amelia Hartford, and Tanner Faust. We're just sort of romping on people's modified cars. You can go to sortedornot.com and submit your car for a review. And if we accept your car, then party on, Garth. It's going to be a good time. The website itself is still under construction. Should be done, like fully populated by tomorrow. We can go submit cars starting now. I've got a promo that I'm going to start running with Matt and Amelia. That's actually on the website. I could probably play that now. Whatever, by the time I look it up, you'd be better off just, let's see, studio, zip on, there you go.
here at Westside Collector's Car Garage in
I keep saying
Culver
garage,
City,
it's storage.
and we are launching a new show called Sorted, sponsored by Auto Tempest, where we're out in search of the fastest modified street cars in the country. Where do you test that out?
At the track, son. We got an East Coast track day, we got a West Coast track day, and we want you guys to go to sortedornot.com to enter your modified cars. Now, if you think it's sorted, what happens when you hand it off to one of us with no instruction besides a key and a have fun? We're going to find the best cars on the East Coast and the best cars on the West Coast, and then
we're going to race them, and we're going to see who has the fastest modified car.
And that's where the prize comes in. So visit sortedornot.com. If you think that your car is capable of being handed to the three of us, you submit it there and see you're right.
So there was an outtake of that because Matt and I could legitimately like you just give us a topic and Matt and I could start talking coherently and like finish each other's thoughts, play off of what the other guy leads into. Amelia wasn't ready for that yet. And we were filming that during his open house, so we only had a couple of minutes. So we legitimately filmed the entire promo spot in like 6 minutes of footage. So, and that was like the attempt was to just bang it. Matt and I just do everything in one take. So we just start talking, and then we know what we have to lay out. We lay it all out. If we miss something, we can just stitch one edit together, and we're done. So. I'm looking forward to that, but Amelia botched it the first time because I passed it to Matt. Matt passed it to Amelia, and Amelia said the complete wrong thing. And then, like, my face was like, oh. And then I was like, I didn't. It was on a, not even a tripod. It was legitimately on like a microphone stand because we didn't have a tripod handy, but it worked. Taylor, you're German. Schilsmeister says, I've asked this before, but any talks of another Germany trip? Oktoberfest is coming up. No, it's not. I was going to go to Oktoberfest for my birthday, man. Way to bring it up. And they canceled Oktoberfest. I had a table for 18 people at the Hofbrau tent, and that's worthless now. C8 front trunk still broken. Yeah, it is actually. I've got the new trunk in. It's been here for weeks now. I just never got around to it. So the thing keeps going out. Well shod garage. It's a lot like tipping your waitress, I suppose. Good entertainment. You lost me on that one. What was I talking about when that thought came through? What was I talking about? No, that's not Matt's wife. That's Amelia Hartford, Emelia Hartford. She's got a YouTube channel. Go check her out. It's a lot like tipping your waitress, I suppose. Good entertainment. Oh, I guess like throwing money during this is tipping your waitress. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Cheers. Who is the blonde, though? Which blonde? She's not Amelia's brunette, so you're not talking about her. Let's see. What did I say? Finish each other's sandwiches? Whatever. I look like an extra from Scarface. I'll take it. I don't know when the next Fab Speed event is. You'd have to check with Fab Speed on that, but they put on a good time down there. Are there U.S. planned trips for adventure drives next year? Yes, there are. There's one in the fall to the tour Europe, and then the fall one is the DC to Nashville, which is going to be good. Let's see. Yeah, so if anyone sees or hears from Flooring Professional, you let me know, because I think I'm hoping everything is all right. Lurk, hope you're having a nice night, Rob. Drinking Fenelon Vienna Lager, ran out of Glendronach. couple of days ago. Cheers to you. I'm not. I got to save the rest of this bottle. This is good stuff, and it's polishing off my dinner, which included the Glenfiddich 15 and a bug. Then this, and I had Dairy Queen in between. I look bored, go to sleep. Okay. Um, 360 Spider is doing good. Yeah, no, things are good. So I do appreciate everybody jumping out. Dallas Stevens says, let me just see if I can get one or two more questions here before I wrap up. We're at the hour, and at the hour means I can sort of go back to relaxing a little bit. I'm getting my swerve on. I'm already slurring my words. I'm more so tired than I am drunk. My birthday is September 18th. My first investment was the best one. It was made in myself. Starting my own funding and starting my own production company. From your last video, companies did more of an ethical thing you can speak of, or is this buyer beware type thing? So, it's sort of a buyer beware. Like, there's nothing. I mean, there's ways around it, and there's like if you get a lawyer, there's ways to fight it. But it is what it is. Yeah, selling student driver decals. Now you can make your own. That's pretty easy. Best and worst states to drive in. One of the best states is Montana. The place is gorgeous. Anything in the Pacific Northwest is a pretty good shot. Worst state to drive in. I mean, Kansas, Nebraska really suck because they're just straight and flat. But Michigan sucks too. How awesome is Matt Farah? Good friends with Matt Farah. I was at his wedding last year. And I'm wishing him all the best. I'm very optimistic about the success he'll have with that facility. I think he built a top-notch facility that he didn't cut any corners, and I'm very impressed with that, with what he did. Have I ever driven in Vermont? A couple of weeks ago, and I'm also going to be doing the Vermont trip. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but we're doing a trip on adventure drives in Vermont, October 20th to 26th, starting in New York State at Lake George and going to Newport, Rhode Island, but it goes up through Vermont and New Hampshire to Maine, down to Massachusetts, and then to Rhode Island. I saw Jimbo was like at my shop the other day. He just picked up another car, like a C63 or S63. Blew up the engine on his Lamborghini. Matt Farah. Yeah, Matt Farah worked for me in the past. That's how I met him. Is he worked for me at Gotham Dream Cars. You're welcome, Joseph. Good luck with that. We will be going through Boston for lunch, probably. Let's see. Sadly, my R8 has a $20,000 repair, so it'll be out of commission. A $20,000 repair shouldn't put you out for 7 weeks. We'll be starting our trip on October 20th, so you have plenty of time. But right now, if you guys know anyone or have a car that you want to submit for sorted, send them over. Other than Rob Dom's car, and there was an S2000 with 1,000 horsepower that's submitted already, and I'm excited to get those out there and have some fun with them. But am I going to an upcoming Cars and Coffee? Probably at some point in time in the fall. But again, I'm going to be fairly busy over the next, like through October. So maybe I won't, because when I'm not busy, I've got to spend time with my family. But yeah. Sorted is going to start launching probably first or second week of October is when you're going to start seeing the first episodes. So cool. All right, guys. I appreciate you coming out. Thank you very much for joining me. I will get Alyssa out here. I'll get some other people out here at another point in time. It'll be great when I have the house up. Then I can do my Friday night drink. And it's going to be not my podcast, but drinking around the barrel, which is going to be my Friday night drink in my wine cellar, which is going to be awesome. So I'm excited. Excited to get that done. Excited to share the house with you. Excited to get the house done just to live there. So I get out of this apartment. But cheers to you. WhistlePig18. I'm going to throw the link to this video again to the, not the video, I'm sorry. I threw the link in there for the TV I got because it was on sale and I got legitimately a 65-inch flat screen on Amazon shipped to my house for less than $600 the next day. And it's a great TV. So I wish you guys well. If you're interested in the TV, knock yourself out. You can't go wrong with that. Other than that, have a good night. Enjoy the football season. It's starting now. And I will see you next Friday. I'll see you obviously on YouTube, but as far as like live and interacting, I will see you next Friday. Maybe not, actually. Next Friday is the 18th. That is my birthday. I'll be in Washington, D.C. So if I do join, it'll be briefly from D.C. for my birthday. And that's more than enough reason for everybody to drink with me. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, yeah, look. It's Robert, the flooring guy. He's here. Robert, answer my email. I sent you an email. We're like there. We're ready. Like the sheetrock is going in. There he is. Did somebody page him? How are you guys connected? Revelation flooringgroup.tv. Whoa. But yeah, reach out to me, send me an email. We're ready. I'm getting ready for the radiant floors, and the actual flooring is ready to drop. We'll be done probably in the next 3 weeks with the sheetrock. Starting sheetrock on Monday, the whole house will be rocked by Wednesday. Right? Think about that. Whole house can be rocked in 2 days, 3 days really. And then like you have to let the spackle dry. It's sand, spackle, tape. So that will be. Of course, I'm excited about flooring. I'm so excited to get this freaking house done. And when the flooring's on and the sheetrock's up, I'm talking paint and trim. I can live there. I can like not be here anymore. Dream TV sold out. I know. It was cheap. It was a really good price for a TV. Just see if you can back order those things because that was cheap. And that TV is awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, I was saying goodbye, but Robert just like dropped in like out of a helicopter, and that came in late. But I'm hoping Robert saw that. Send me the email, and we'll get you going over at the house. And yeah, be sure to vote. Right, coming up in November. So register to vote if you're not. Vote. This is how you enjoy life. You vote. You keep your mouth shut and don't argue with other people, and you just go about enjoying your life. Like that's the best way to be. So now your vote counts like it should. You don't annoy everybody. You don't fight and bicker back and forth. Nobody's changing anyone else's mind, right? I've learned that. Like people love to surround themselves with people that agree with them. And luckily me, I can just say whatever I want, and you guys can be like, I disagree, I agree, but like I get the mic, so to speak. But usually politics, if you look on Facebook, all this stuff is like people watch exactly the stuff that support their views, and it just I can't remember the last time anything actually happened in this world that directly sort of trickled down to me, other than like my taxes going up $50 a month or something. So vote if you think your vote's not important. You might be right, depending on the state you're in. But vote anyway. Register to vote. Vote. Keep your political views to yourself, and go about enjoying life, because the world is awesome, and it's a big world. There's a lot of fun stuff to do, and you don't want to waste your days arguing about nonsense. You want to get out and enjoy it. I'll leave you there. That's that. I can't top that. Cheers to you. Out of this. WhistlePig18. Rob Ferretti. See you next Friday. Possibly it's my birthday. And I was supposed to be in Munich, but since I'm not, I may be in a hotel. Yes, I'm with you guys. Thanks for watching. See you then.